right, it's now 12:53 in the afternoon. This will be the second camera-ing, and this is after a cabling. The cabling I took fairly slow with the semi-aggressive head, so it's not going to do wonders, but it's hopefully we want it to knock the big stuff off. And it does look appreciably better. There's some spots. Alright, there's our first floor. What was that? See that? That remnants of a bird's nest or something, maybe? Well, whatever it is, it's pretty small. Still a lot of corrosion, but there's an area there that at 8 foot that could use a little more heavy duty. Okay, I can see the scrape. See that scrape right there? That's where the end of that cable went, in kind of a corkscrew. The thing is, you don't want to get too terrible aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
Because you'll crack the pipe. Yeah, yeah. That happened the other day out of Limonakai. The guy got into a 2-inch pipe and put a big heavy cutter on it.
Instead of fixing it, you broke it.
And he broke it. Yeah. Thank goodness it was in the basement down there where they could get to it. But
they help you because you get all the nicest work to the experience.
well,
How to explain how you do the job.
it's as much what not to do as it is what to do. You know.
Because you can tell if a guy is an experienced guy or not.
So. Well,
Because if not, they don't care. Eh?
Yeah, they called me first, and I wasn't available, so they had to call another firm. Now we can see some water running down the side there. See that? See there? We're at 21 feet, so it's above 21 feet. There's a cobweb. Pretty heavy scale still at 24 here, 23, 24. It's a fairly heavy scale. Afraid we may lose that umbrella here pretty quick, but we'll see if we're getting close. see the corkscrew
Yeah, yeah.
right there? Yeah, that's the cable going down slow.
You're right. You cannot do it harder because the pipe is rusted, yeah?
It's old and brittle. Yeah. Uh-oh. Somebody just flushed the potty.
Somebody using
47 feet.
it's like second one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That was a lot of water. Well, we definitely got a wet vent here. Pretty heavy corrosion there. There you can see my mark where it twirled right there.
Is this water?
Yeah, that's on the end of the camera, on the side of it. Yeah, see, I can shake it off, but it comes back because it's in that spring up there. Okay, there's the bottom at 53 feet, 6 inches. We're making a turn. Okay, now we're partially underwater there. You can see the top of the water there. That's a piece of
The particles are moving.
That's a piece of toilet paper just floated by, boss. Okay, now we're in the horizontal pipe. That drains over. The camera doesn't want to go. Okay, now this is the main pipe. This is the main pipe that runs this way.
Mm-hmm. The one at the bottom?
Yeah, under the building. So we went down under the bottom floor slab, turned about a foot, went over, and then went in. Okay, that's just what we did there. And that sounds about right. Okay, this is as far as we go here. Besides that, it won't go no further anyway. Okay, we're going to leave the camera on, and we're going to look for we always get a little different angle when we pull it up because it's just got a different pull to it. It's pull instead of push. curious as to the wet vent, although even though this is not to code, there should not be any water in this vent. I have found that to be a fairly standard practice on this island. If it's easier to go to the vent than it is to go to the drain, it just went to the vent while it was being plumbed under construction. Does it hurt anything? Well,
yeah, because how can we get the water in?
Yeah, and how come there's any water in here? It's because they went to the vent instead of the drain.
But it's fine to have water in it?
Well, they're made to be, by code they have to be watertight and they have to drain, just like a drain does, but they're not supposed to be any water in them. I found a lot of them here in the island, I tell you. Way too many for my fancy.
Mostly some following the code, even electrical.
Right. Yeah. Doesn't make it right, but it makes it the way it is. And yeah, it still works because they're bigger pipes and the vent is the top of the pipe and the water drains on the bottom for the most part. I can tell you this isn't too much of a kitchen stack though. It may be some, but we don't see a lot of grease coating. That's probably the kitchen stack there, 2-inch. Well, we didn't see any major deficiencies. A lot of scale, a lot of build-up. We knocked some of it off, made sure it was clear. Okay. This concludes this vent, which again is just out from the elevator equipment room, right straight out, and right across from the roof fans here, ventilators there. There's the skylight to 604, just for reference. And over here, under his foot, is a 2-inch vent. Those appear to be the only two for this stack. You didn't see another vent over there, did you? Well, way over there, how far?
The middle, between the...
In the middle there, yeah. Okay.